months now, I've been tracking red tide from Sanibel down to Naples, and in recent days, we've heard more and more reports of fish kills around southwest Florida. I'm Fox 4 meteorologist Andrew Shipley, and I'm on Sanibel today taking water samples to find out just how bad red tide is here on the island.
For this time of year, a winter bloom, this is pretty extreme.
When I arrived on Sanibel, it didn't take me long to find the effects of red tide. While I couldn't smell it, there were dead fish along the shoreline. SCCF's Environmental Policy Director, Matt says while the bloom has been here since Milton, it's been far enough away not to have major impacts to the coast.
Recently, though, we had that wind shift that pushed that red tide bloom back onshore.
And with onshore winds, the red tide is stacking up closer to the coastline. You can see it in these flyovers that Ralph Arwood took earlier this week. But how bad is the red tide? I went to the Sanibel boat ramp, Sanibel Lighthouse, and Gulfside City Beach to get samples to take to Dr. Rick Bartleson at the SCCF Marine Lab. Dr. Bartleson went through the samples and found less than 1 million cells per liter, which is considered a medium concentration. That might sound bad, but it's lower than some of the samples taken earlier this week, and not as large as the 2017-2018 super bloom. But DePaulis is concerned about how long it has stayed around.
Blooms that tend to linger are generally feeding that whole time and strengthening on the nutrients that are in those waterways. And the longer they stay in the environment, the higher up the trophic web we see these blooms moving.
That's because red tide toxins build up over time as smaller fish are consumed by larger species.
And we're already starting to see some of those higher trophic level predators wash up. We've seen reports of bonnethead sharks, of different seabirds washing up. So I think we're seeing the beginnings of a bloom that is climbing the trophic web.
And while red tide can ruin a day at the beach, it is key to remember that it all depends on wind and orientation of the coast. It is possible to go a mile down the road and be away from the effects of the bloom. On Sanibel, meteorologist Andrew Shipley, Fox 4.